Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Monday night entertainment at the San Marino Grand Prix, provided to you by the Tier 1 boys of MRC. The Imola circuit is a 3-mile circuit, 19 corners, hosted many famous races over the years. Let's hope we get a spectacular tonight. Unfortunately, it is quite high speed and it's also very narrow, so overtaking is tricky and has got to be really thought about. So this is our 9th round of the season and the championship is really hotting up at the top. I'm sure we'll cover this in a bit of detail soon. So joining me in the comms box this evening, what can we say about this guy? He's the reigning Tier 2 champion, he's the manager of the league, but most importantly, he's my teammate in Tier 2. It's none other than Mark Hodgson. Good evening.
Hello again, my friend.
Good evening again.
We're getting sick of each other by the end of tonight.
I know, we're gonna have to stop meeting like this.
It's just crazy, isn't it?
It's like we disappear for a few minutes and then, oh, hang on, we're back again.
Yep, just nip for a drink and then I'll be back. Oh no, hang on, hello.
Let's see who's out first. I believe it's one of the Alpines. Alex, then it's Jackster. We've got somebody. The blowhole.
This is the first one on track. Bit cloudy.
It does look that way. I wonder if they're going to get a bit of rain in delight as well.
Yeah, that was nerve-wracking at the end of Tier 2 when about 3 laps ago it started to rain and the tyres weren't good, and yeah, that was luckily it didn't get heavy. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, let's jump on board with the blowhole and have an outlap in the Mercedes. I know that's your favourite.
Well, maybe not.
Let's see, what's he going to get up to? 203 miles an hour. Braking into the first chicane. It's got that very nicely. Through into Tamburello. Nice on the exit. Let's see what he can do at the Villeneuve. Should have brought my track map, I can't remember the corner names.
I know, I don't either, because my laptop's decided it's going to do an update, and for the last 20 minutes it said it's doing an update.
I think this one's Tosa. But anyway,
yes,
he's up the hill. Let's see how he can do for the left-hander. You cannot run too wide here or it just ruins your lap. You get that dirty red invalidation. Down into what I think is probably the most tricky braking zone on the track, because that really throws your car around, but he had it so hooked up there. Into what I like to call the Leclerc fun corner. Anybody who's watched the 2022 race will know what I mean. We're going to drop down to the hill into the final couple of corners. Let's see, nice and hooked up there. Can he get the apex again? He can, brilliantly. And let's see what time the blowhole has got.
This looks a very good lap, to be fair.
17.0, straight in there.
On the mediums as well. That did look just, what a great lap that looked.
Oh, Martin Hills. Calvin, 16.5.
Wow, already.
Who woke up the zookeeper?
And he says he wants to come to Tier 2. That is not happening.
Definitely
not with
not.
a lap like that.
Here we go, Imola circuit.
Wow. 0 already for Mujo.
Oh, well, we know he's always ridiculously quick.
Oh, well, that's true.
The most painful thing is he only practices for about an hour before a race.
That's just demoralising.
It really is, because I mean, what, you've spent 4 or 5 hours?
Well, I was lucky I was off today, and with me not feeling great, I decided to... I spent about 2 hours today practicing to 2 different setups and tweak things, and yeah, 2 hours I did today. Don't normally, but yeah. And he does an hour or so just before we start.
This is a journey's home race, so he is really going to be wanting to pull something out here.
It is, of course it is. Yeah.
Well, we're just on board with your old teammate, actually, LRL.
Fun enough, I just cut to him. Purple first sector.
Looks pretty good. He's just up at the top of Piratella. Confetti Krieg's out.
Yeah, I'm looking at where that is. I'm not sure where that happened.
Oh, is he one of the ones on a quali ban, so he's retired himself out of it?
That could be a good call. Yeah, he's going to do an outlap and then retired.
Yeah, See how he does in the Variante Alta or the Leclerc front chicane. Or should we call it the Leclerc I'm stupid, there's a wall there.
To be fair, unfortunately that could go to corners in France as well. There's a few of those.
Baku.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm stupid, I'm stupid, I'm stupid.
Okay, 16-8 from LRL.
See what G-Star can do, one of the contenders in the X Championship. Along with Mr. Blowhole and Saviour.
Yes, yeah, that's a really close championship, isn't it? On a
is.
Friday evening, and I think this is where you could say, because these guys are fighting for that championship, if they're not in the hunt for their tier, it kind of hinders them a little bit, because they could use the tier race as almost a practice, if you like, another session to see, you know, how tyres work over a full race distance. But then, with it being the first one, they're straight into it.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite helpful if you're, like you say, in the proper tier. But if X is the one you're aiming for, it's a bit of a hindrance. Whereas previously it was the other way around, wasn't it? So we'd do our normal races and then we'd jump to X. The problem was, for me, we had that practice session in between for the next race.
Yeah.
So it kind of threw you a bit. You had to sort of miss Thursday or reset yourself to go into X.
Yeah,
so I think having this at the start is quite good, and it's attracted more people.
Oh yeah, I agree that X is in the right place. I totally agree with that one. In terms of where it is in the whole grand scheme of things and in the schedule, I think it's a better change that was made during the start of the month, during the 2 bank holidays that the UK had. So yeah,
just looking at the championship, Ajoni is in the lead by 31 points from Kid Dynamite, and a further 8 points back to the Blowhole, and then a further eight back to Mr. Sarge. So it is quite tight, but I think a couple of good results for a journey, and he could wrap this up on his defence.
He could wrap this up, potentially.
Australia, I think.
I was going to say that, yeah, exactly that next week. He could.
We have 3 to go after this one.
Yeah.
Which means 78 points still available, because we've got it. Can't forget fastest laps in this.
No, and it's a huge thing as well, especially for these tier 1 guys. As
it currently stands, it's 104 points they could still earn.
Wow.
If we include tonight.
Yeah, of course. Well, we haven't got there yet, so still all to play for.
Let's have a look at Francie 5. I wonder if that's my car or yours. If it's mine, it may need a few repairs.
Mine need it wiped down. It was a little bit toasty by the time I finished.
You did look a little bit warm when you got out of it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Drove a good race though.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, I was on 5 warnings for about the last 20 laps or so, so it was nail biting and sweaty just for that, and then trying to gap Eddie Dust at the end, who had pace all race long. I think our biggest gap was 3 seconds during the first stint. And that was it. So it was very, very difficult. Johnny's gone quicker again through the middle sector. He's 2.28 up on his previous lap.
See what Francie does.
But yeah, it was a sweaty race. The first stint was very difficult with the faster Ulmax and Soze behind on the mediums, and managed to kind of hold them for a while and hope the tyre advantage would pay off, which it did, luckily. Wow,
15-7, wow.
Gained even more time in the last sector.
He did not come here sleeping.
No, certainly didn't either.
He really wants this.
Yeah.
Let's jump to Sergeant Uncle Sam in the barber shop.
He's up on his time as well. So
yeah, seems to be about 10th up, I believe.
Yeah, he was.
Nearly 2/10 now.
That I just hate that chicane. Oh! What a big twitch on the exit.
Yeah, that was really twitchy.
If you get that right, you feel like a Dynamite good lap as well, pops up into 4th. It's one of those that sometimes you feel you've got it wrong, but you're quicker, and sometimes you feel like you've absolutely
15-5. Seppi, take a bow.
Jeez.
These boys are not messing around.
Chatty Duck 16 dead as well now.
Are you ready to go join these next season? When you win this next tile?
I don't think I've got a choice if I do or don't, do I really?
No, because you're in the top anyway. You've been fighting for the title, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to keep you down again, but...
I would like to stay down again now, looking at these times. That's ridiculous.
It's so sweaty up there.
I
mean, Eddie Dust did a 16-2, and that's like P4 at the moment.
Yeah, that lap time he pulled out for Tier 2 quali was just absolutely incredible. What a lap. I mean, I was close to him and thought, yep, great, that's fine. And then he does that. He gained about a good half a second on his next run, which was just absolutely incredible. So, yeah, I mean, hats off to him, of course, and he drove a fantastic race, well-deserved winner. In the end, save you up to 6th.
I noticed a little bit of bitterness there, considering you went over the line first. And it was a penalty that cost you, but yeah, fair play. He did drive well.
I mean, it was one or two, well, at least one of them was just stupidity of thinking I was on the curb and then still taking it a bit further, and then getting the warning, and you just think, why did I do that? You know, it was one of those daft ones. And then when I got the 5th, that was so nerve-wracking. I think I got 2 in one lap as well, so about lap 6 or 7 I got 2, and yeah, it was just a hope and pray, and looked at trying to look at the gaps, trying to look at the bigger picture, which is very difficult when this circuit comes at you thick and fast. It's a very difficult, very hard circuit. The rear is always wanting to step out under traction around here. So
as Alex just found out coming off the final chicane.
Oh, the Leclerc chicane.
I put my map away, I can't remember what it's called now.
Is that the Variante Alta, I do believe?
I believe that's it, yeah. Well remembered.
Yeah. Chris is having a good lap as well. He's done his medium run, he's now on the softs. So he's deciding to save a few for the race.
Mr. Bailey then. See what he's got.
Of course, we don't know the weather forecast yet. We've not been told.
It's looking a bit grim at the moment, but so did ours. And it was only the last few laps. Chris Bailey 4th, 16-1. Well done, Blowhole. Let's have a look at Calvin, because he was pretty quick straight away as well. And he's pretty early into a lap.
Oh! That's just pushing a little bit too much through that.
I did that a few times.
I'm on board with the Alpha Tauri. The better late than never.
I think he's just finished a lap.
He's just invalidated, unfortunately.
I'm just waiting for Mr. Sarge to get down to the final few corners. See what he can pull out.
Frankie Five's having a good lap. This could promote him up to around the J Sarge area, about 10th, 11th. 2 and a bit 10. So he's invalidated. I'm only co-comps tonight, and I'm still causing issues to people.
Have you seen what Mr. Hills has put in the YouTube?
Yes. There's 3 tossers, yes. Wow.
Feeling the love.
Always. I'm going to ring him at about 12, then 1 o'clock, then 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing that he's going away tomorrow.
And you're not at work tomorrow either, are you?
No.
Wow, Sarge is really pushing these limits.
He really is, isn't he? I mean, Sarge, I think, he's really got the bit between his teeth at the moment, hasn't he? He's finding a bit of form again, he's getting racy again, and he's you kind of think back to enjoying it as well. He wasn't for a little while and went off the boil, and that was a bit nip and tuck around the last corner though.
I think at the moment though, everybody's a bit burnt out with this game. Oh, and he lost that bit of time he had.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Jackster though, stepping up to tier 1. Fair play to him.
Oh, he is, isn't he? Yeah, tier 3 driver, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who's a good lap as well.
Who's kind of in the fight for the championship in 3 and definitely in the fight in X. Although if he doesn't have a good result at Australia, he'll be out of it. Because missing a week and having a DNF has really hampered him.
And that's the thing with the seasons we have, and with the quality of drivers, and there's not in the tiers, there's not usually a huge rift between them all, and it's just like you said, missing a week, missing just a race, having one bad result can really put you at a disadvantage.
It certainly can.
A lot of drivers leaving the
Ogoni, 15-3.
What?
This is absolutely mental. We're going to have a heart attack by the end of tonight.
I'm glad you're leading.
Thanks, pal.
So I'm on my second lem sip with a rum chaser. I'm actually not a finished lem sip, I'm on my rum now.
You're always on the rum. You're like Captain Jack Sparrow, you.
Captain Hodgie reporting for duty.
Yeah, rum in hand.
Exactly. Always.
Oh, G-Star's just invalidated at the final corner.
Oh heck. No, I'm not going to run because he's had a good second run, so I'm going to leave the blowhole alone.
Yeah, he's just
started.
Chetty
Duck's had a moment. Turn 3. Turn Marino corner. The infamous, of course. Not in a good way.
Who's on a lap at the moment?
Uncle Sam's up very
Kid Dynamite, that'll do.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the middle-aged firecracker tonight. Always a joy to watch. Always very quick.
Yeah, always very smooth as well. With every time he comes to a track. Oh, Seppi goes very wide through 2. I'm just on board with Seppi. But he's found a 10th and a half. Sorry, 2.5 tenths.
Jay Sarger's retired. That must be pit lane. Because the time's up. He wasn't going to get another run anyway.
Seppi's down on his time. Had a moment in the first sector. See what he can do. He's still having a go though. Oh, and very wide up the hill and invalidates his lap.
Just over 2.5 tenths up for Kid. This could push him up a little bit. I don't think it's going to be massive. What's Bailey going to do? Chris Bailey, 15.8. That's a hell of a lap.
It is. What can the firecracker do?
What's he got? 16 dead.
Oh, 4,000th of Chatty Duck.
So it didn't actually promote him at all?
No, just out of it. And there's exactly 4 tenths to save he's had. He's up on his lap as well, but probably not enough to... He's going to get a little bit of a toe to the line, but not enough to promote him. He does! What a lap!
15.8, well done, Saviour. Calvin's invalidated, LRL's invalidated, and Era Voice is on a slow lap. So that is it. We have our grid. The homeboy takes the pole. He's not come here messing around tonight.
He's not, is he?
Get everybody back in the garages. So Ogoni and Seppi on the front row. That could be feisty.
Yeah, it is. And the tyre strategy is going to be absolutely vital.
Yeah, I believe. I agree with you there.
The hards aren't too bad. The medium, well, you're looking at delta time about a second a lap in terms of tyre delta in between the two compounds, and that is huge. Normally might see half a second, give or take, but a second is massive, and it takes a good lap and a half, 2 laps for the hards to start to get going a little bit.
Mr. Hills.
It is insane. It is.
Well, that's why the tier 1. Sabia's got a 5-place grid penalty.
Oh, so did not see that one pop up.
As they finished qualifying, it's Agoni first, Seppi second, Chris Billy third, Sabia fourth, Sergeant Uncle Sam 5th, Chatty Duck 6th, Kid Dynamite 7th, Calvin 8th, LRL 9th, and Alex 10th. J Sarge 11th, G Star 12th, Kaiser Soze 13th, Era Boys 14th, Coleman the Brave 15th, Francie 5 16th, Jackster 17th, Pover, our newest edition, 18th, Anton 19th, and Confetti Krieg is 20th.
Anton only did laps on the Inters for some reason.
Yeah, I think he said something about he got caught up in traffic.
Right, so this is going to be interesting now. We obviously don't know the weather yet. So, I mean, it's still overcast. That's going to be hard for those, if anybody, and I'm sure they will, start on the hard tyres. That's going to be very difficult for them to get them warmed up. The question is it going to stay like that? Is it going to get bright, or is it going to rain? No one has told us. Glow in the dark.
They never do.
No, they don't actually. Yeah, when was the last time I had a tier 2 race with no full safety cars? I'm sure last time out we didn't. Where were we last time out again? Japan,
I think we did.
Did we?
I think we have had some this season.
We have had 1 or 2 this season where we've had no safety cars, no VSCs as well.
So tyres. We have the Blowhole, Calvin, LRL, Kaiser, Era Voice and Jackster on the mediums, Anton on the softs, everybody else has gone hard. That's an interesting choice from Anton.
It is. Yeah, you'd have to say he's probably nailed on a 2-stopper there, you'd think. 6 laps maybe for the soft tyres. 12, pretty much. I mean, say that Max took the medium tyres about 15 laps and it was driving mad because he was still behind me, like right behind me. So they can go along in the first stint. Don't know what they might feel like, but they can, and then you have a shorter stint on the hards. But you'd have to say I think Chris is going to be one to watch in these opening stages, 100%.
Definitely, because he's gone on the mediums, he's got the better tyre strategy, and he's nothing to lose really.
No, he's got a decent gap.
Well, he has, because he's still 3rd in the championship.
Yeah, but
he's not got as much to lose as, say, a Joni, who's got like 40 odd points over the Blowhole. So Chris really wants a good result, whereas a Joni's going to want it because it's his home Grand Prix, but he just needs to be steady, consistent points, and he will take the title.
Yeah, exactly that he does. Yeah, he can. There's certain people he can kind of allow, if you want to use that term, to get ahead or to outscore, as long as you just play the percentages. That's the key.
Pretty much. But I guess we'll see what happens. He's unusual to start on the mediums, but it could give him a very good launch.
Well, exactly. It could.
A quick reminder on tyres while they line up on the grid, and then we'll clear it off. Minimise it down as much as possible and get the lights on the go.
Exactly. Johnny decided he wanted to get that little bit extra and disqualified. So now he's going to be hampered. He's going to be a little bit further back in his grid box. I don't know how much difference it makes, to be honest.
I think it's about 8 metres or something. It chucks you back. No, it can't be, because there's only 8 metres between the boxes. I think it's only half a metre.
It's about. Oh, it's not much, is it? But it's enough.
So here we go. 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and for the final time on Monday we go racing. And I would like a better camera angle, people. There we go.
Good start for Johnny. Good steady start, actually.
Is a steady start. No silly moves into the first corner either.
Oh, Calvin it's gone round. He had a bit of a touch. I think that was with Chatty Duck, and he's gone.
Oh, not good for the zookeeper. I'm sure he'll bring it back though.
Yeah, that's one animal that got away from him.
That duck.
Yep. Daffy's gone.
Well, Daffy's still in 5th.
Yeah, but Sarge, wow, up 5 spots.
Ooh.
What a launch he had.
That was a good start. Must be that dirty traction control he likes so much. And that the rest of us
No more
like.
for next season though.
No, but the no traction is a bit easier, so it'll be a lot better to work with. Seppi's got a right run coming up to the chicane, but just you can't really make it work there.
Yeah, you got to be alongside, but he
He's
gets the
getting
exit
it on the
as
exit.
well.
He'll have the inside as well for the final
And
corners.
Chris is having a look, and he's going to go 3 wide. Chris on the inside, who Johnny sees him, gives him room. Chris bails out.
Who gets the better exit out of Rivazza? Chris has had a stonking exit by the looks of it. Slipstream, ERS, he could make a move here. And he has. Johnny's lost 2 places
Yeah.
in half a lap. That's not brilliant for him, but all he needs to do is keep his head down and just keep going. Lots of laps to go.
One thing about Johnny is, and I'm not going to give the game away, but he doesn't use his ERS button very often.
No, we know certain people like to use it too much.
Yes. And if that doesn't give something away, I don't know what does.
Well, we all know who likes to use it a lot.
Oh, we certainly do.
I think there's a couple of them in this race that like to use it a lot. One of them being Mr. Sarge, actually, who's had a monster of a start.
He has. That's really, really put him right in the mix as well. And
Well, he always says it's there to be used. He wants to get the most amount out of it he can.
well, that's true.
He wants the most bang for his buck.
Oh, what a good move.
What a move that was! You do not see people overtaking there very often.
You don't. Chatty Duck got a little bit. He was tight in trying to defend a little bit, and it really hampered him as well. He's now under pressure from Saviour. Saviour goes to the end. Oh my goodness me.
Oh, I thought we were going to have 3 wide into the Tamburello then.
So did I.
Not a good idea usually.
The difficulty for Saviour is he seems and looks like he's got the pace on Chatty Duck, but Chatty Duck's half defending has just gone wide. But he gets the exit. And Chatty Duck's trying to attack and defend at the same time, so it's extremely difficult for Saviour to kind of get any kind of run, because they're going to be within. Oh, Sarge has gone wide again. And this place is horrible for track limits.
Oh, it really is.
I know that.
Yeah, you got quite a few, and I had 2 very easily on this.
Yeah, I got 2 in 1 lap, and it hurt me badly.
It starts playing on your mind as well, and then you start to make stupid mistakes.
Yep, did that.
That's the problem with
got
it.
that T-shirt. It's for sale.
I think that's one I'd rather not buy. Oh, Bailey missed the DRS, but Johnny's got it. Can he have a run into Tamburello? Round the outside is hard. Oh, that's some great side by side. Fair play to the pair of them.
Yeah, very clean. Very, very clean.
I mean, it's really hard to go side by side on this track due to the narrow nature of it, but they've just managed it beautifully. Hats off to them. Let's see what else have we got going on. Let's have a look at the
just tend to think
Sarge.
going side by side through a chicane is difficult anyway.
Suicide?
Yeah.
Sarge is looking a little bit all over the place. It's like he's still waiting for his tyres to warm up properly. But he just doesn't want to give up any space to those in front of him. But DRS trains are quite common here, that's the problem. If you fall out of one, you just get mugged on that long straight.
Yeah, you do, exactly.
Because you can't go super skinny wings like Monza because of all the other corners you've got coming up. You've got really fast chicanes, tight corners, and a lot of them are quite high speed, high load.
Exactly, and it's just that trade-off. You've got to work out, do you want to be very quick in this first sector, or do you want to be consistently there and then consistent through the rest of the lap as well?
Yeah, that's the thing. Bit like Gavin, Miami. Ridiculously low wings, so he's rapid on the straights, but then pretty slow through the rest of it.
Exactly. Exactly. But he's only slow through the bits that you can't overtake.
Yeah. I suppose you could work that trade-off at this track as well, because it's very hard to overtake anywhere but that straight.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's just because it's so difficult. It's because everything's like the corners come thick and fast for me, and it is like you've got a left, then a right, then a left. It's difficult to get alongside somebody. It's very difficult to then make that move without the DRS assist because the straights between the corners are so short.
I wonder if after this race we should ask Jay Sarge what the diffuser on the Alfa Romeo looks like. Because he's certainly giving Uncle Sam some grief.
He is, but he's getting it himself still from Chaddy Duck. Xavier's fallen away a little bit.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest gaps we've got throughout the entire field. He's chatted up to Xavier.
That is actually the biggest gap.
It is as well, yeah. Over 2 seconds. Everybody else is running like esports distances. Well, I mean, you watch them guys, they're absolute aliens, and they all do the same thing at the same time.
Yeah, it's a bit like when you watch Formula 2, they seem to all hit on the same lap. There doesn't seem to be a huge amount of difference in those races as well, or at least the ones I've watched.
Well, the esports do change up their pit strategies to make it interesting, but they all steer at the same point, they all brake at the same point. It's just like an everlasting train until someone makes a mistake.
Yeah, and that's why they're the best.
And that's why that's why they paid the money to sit and practice for like 12 hours a day.
It's not a bad life, is it? For some.
As much as I like racing, I don't think I could actually commit to 12 hours a day practicing. I mean,
if you paid me enough.
They don't have to do as much during the off season, but they still need to keep the hand in.
Yeah, you've got to keep your eye in.
But that is a lot of just sitting there doing laps on a game.
There's this Calvin's come in the pits.
Let's go have a look at Kidd, who's currently all over the back of Kaiser Soze.
He's got 6 second worth of penalties as well. Frankie Five's got 3.
That's not overly like Kidd. He's not usually a penalty magnet.
No. And that's what we said earlier about how difficult you think you're on the white line, and well, you're very much not. And there's a little bit of a train, this DRS train now forming behind the blowhole. Confetti adds to the penalty tally as well, joins them. But Jason looks like he's having a bit of a flash sale going on. That Red Bull's flashing away like mad, which, to be fair, we expected.
Well, yeah, no change there. Let's see if Kidd can get the move done down into the Tamburello.
Sarge, have a look on the outside. Tamburello just about space on Sam. Gets the move done. Oh, who's that? That's Johnny Duck.
Kidd managed to get Soze into Tamburello. Who's that further back? Jackster and Frankie Five having a right battle. And fair play to Jackster.
Yeah, definitely.
Tier 3 and he's taking nothing out of it.
But he's up 5 spots already.
I wonder how the blowhole is like in his mirrors full of that red Ferrari.
Yeah.
Because he's certainly not managed to drop him, and we know ourselves now the mediums are going to start to fall.
They are. Yeah, in about a lap or so, they are not going to be feeling ideal.
So he's really
I think
not.
that may be where the gap's come from. He's dropped about 7 or 8 tenths at this lap, unless he's made a mistake that we've not seen.
Could just be the pressure of defending constantly.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the more you defend, the slower you get.
You do, because you're constantly trying to look in your mirrors, you're looking at different braking points, taking different lines.
I think Johnny's got him here into Tamburello. He has. Not a lot Chris could do about that one. Oh, LRL and Saviour, side by side. They're not giving up.
LRL's been kind of sat there for a little while now.
But Saviour's coming back at him into Tosa. Round the outsides is hard work though, but can he make it stick? Oh, they're going to be side by side all the way up the hill. Alex is out, he's lost it at the Villeneuve.
And we've got a safety car. Full
We
safety car.
certainly do.
This may help the medium tyre runners. You're a bit early. You can do it. If you split to the hard, you can take them to the end.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit hairy the last few laps, but you can do it. I mean, we both did about 20 laps in practice. They didn't feel great at the end, but it's doable.
It is, yeah. Definitely.
There's a little bit Tokyo Drift.
A little bit.
Imola Drift as this one is. Oh, sorry, San Marino Drift.
Oh, should we do the whole...
if you want.
that one. Yeah, that one. I don't have it up on my screen, so yeah, you can do...
I'm not even sure what that one is.
No. Oh, I give in.
Ends with Emilia Romagna, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Del made in Italy, where that comes from, God only knows. And yeah, it's the most stupid name.
It really is. Just why?
I know the Italians are flamboyant generally in stylings, but that's just no.
It's mental.
Yeah, it's far too long.
Let's see if I can find it.
Let's have a look. The people who've stopped. Dynamite's gone on the mediums. Everyone's gone now to the... Wow, okay. Confused. .com. That LOL and Birdie have gone on to the hard tyres. So is So's because they started on the mediums. But people who are on the hards have pitted early. They're going to try and take 22 laps on a set of medium tyres that generally do 12. That's brave.
Really is. Here we go. Formula 1 Qatar Airways Gran Premio del Made in Italy del Emilia Romagna.
And the man from Del Monte is somewhere behind that.
Why?
There's just no need.
It's like the Joey and Phoebe thing, wasn't it? That you posted. Where you come up with the full name and he just goes, Imola.
Yes, exactly.
Although I prefer San Marino.
I prefer San Marino as well. I prefer it than Imola. I mean, Imola is the classic name and everyone knows it, but yeah, I prefer San Marino.
Well, Imola is the track name. San Marino was the region name.
Yeah.
So you can work both of them together. This Emilia Romagna is just, yeah, ridiculous.
Oh, Martin's got Google out.
He is Google when it comes to Formula 1 facts.
So the Grand Prix name, what's the worst Grand Prix name? That's it. He's probably going to say it's the French Grand Prix, to be fair. I know what he's like.
Paul Ricard.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Do you know what country that was in? Would it be something like... when we raced in India, for example. Because that had a strange name.
Yeah, some of them did.
It was
Oh,
kind
that
of period
Vietnam
that
one
they
that
were with.
never actually got used.
Yeah, that one that's just abandoned.
I'm quite glad because it was awful to drive on F1 2020, was that?
Did they use it? I can't remember now.
It was on the
What
game.
was the one what was the one that they used? Is that the Qatar? Yeah, I'm thinking Qatar now. Qatar, I'm thinking. That they used it was the motorbike track and they had to change the curbs.
Yeah, that was the Qatar one.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're back this year.
That's a call. Yeah.
Because I don't think the new track is built yet.
Ah.
I think they were on about doing a new track. Or that's somewhere else that we're doing a new track, but Qatar's got a contract out of it for letting them host the race. Because them curbs were pretty evil, weren't they? And they were busting the tyres.
Yes, they were. Good point. Good point. Question is, when's Seppi going to go and bolt? He's gone. Doesn't matter. He's gone between the final two corners.
It certainly has.
I think Sarge has got a good little run on Ujoni.
It's caught a little bit out as that. See what Sarge can do. He'll be hammering that ERS button. He doesn't manage to put his monster can up the side. And he just gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles.
Oh. To be fair, there's a few hours on board, but he has got him now.
Yeah.
To Tosa.
Good move. Johnny probably won't fight him too much, although I think he's got a run back on him. He has. I wonder if Sarge got an illegal overtake there. It's like he let him go.
Yeah.
Because he was a bit off the track. Well, I was just thinking that Johnny won't fight him too much because of Sarge's penalties. Oh, he's going to have a run on him into the Leclerc chicane. Yeah, it looked like a Johnny just let him go a little bit there.
It's one of those, if you don't want to you prefer to give up the place and, drive another day, and
he doesn't need to compromise his own race too much, and if he stays close enough, he'll get the DRS, which will actually be helpful to him.
Yeah, well.
Whereas if you're the one with a massive gap in front of you, you either need to scamper off, or you're going to have no ERS left in half a lap.
That's the usual G-Star, J-Sarge anyway. Sorry, Jason, it is. Dynamite's having a little bit of a tussle with the blowhole.
Let's go have a look at Dynamite blowhole.
But now they're in this train now.
Let's have a quick look at tyres since we've had the stops. So, blowhole is the net leader when you go by the stops.
It is. But Dynamite's on the mediums, so they are going to be quicker, and this is going to be really infuriating for Dynamite that he's going to want to use that extra grip.
The problem is
Chris is kind of figuring out the tyres.
Those on the mediums are not going to make it to the end.
No.
Or if they
do,
are,
it'll be amazing.
They're going to be in puncture territory with about 5 laps to go.
Yeah, okay, fair point. Fair point.
So it's very, very risky. So the mediums are going to want to scamper off ahead to try and build a gap, because they're probably in the bracket of we need to pit again, like the top 8. Because all the top 8 have still got to pit again.
They do.
Well, they haven't pitted full stop, so they have to. So the blowhole just needs to hang on the best he can, and he'll reap his rewards when everybody starts pitting ahead of him. By which time his tyres should be nicely warmed up.
Yeah, let's just sort of see what he can do about the guys ahead from this DRS train that is out behind Ujoni, who may have had a bit of an issue. Frankie 5 going to have a look on the Williams of Donald Duck. Can't do it on Tosa.
No.
But we have another safety car.
Oh. What for this
Where's
time?
that come from? What for?
It's confetti missing a front wing or something, because he seems to be a bit...
Yes, he is.
Why does that warrant a full safety car? We had a Red Bull in Tier 2 with no front wing and it gave us a virtual.
Yeah, I wonder if it's where it is.
I don't think Julian was much away from where he's just crashed. And the pack's all that bunched, is easily going to recover before the rest of the pack gets round. The pack was actually more spread in Tier 2, and all the front lot are starting to pit.
Interesting. Apart from Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam Saviour stayed out, G-Star stayed out. Blowhole obviously will stay out because he's only just pitted. That is probably not the best thing actually for the rest of them because they're all going to end up at the back now. Whereas if they stayed out for a bit longer, they might have pulled some gaps and give them at least half a chance of not ending up at the back of the field. It's always risky though when you get an early safety car.
If you get one that's just out of your pit window, and two in quick succession, it's such a difficult one to call. Of what do you do? Do you risk that, or do you risk to stay out, knowing you've got enough life for a couple of laps, but knowing that the field's going to be together at full racing speed?
Yeah, it's a tough one, regardless. Once the safety car messes up your strategy, it's kind of... you're playing catch-up from then on. And that's where starting on the hards doesn't always pay off. Although it paid off well for you, because Tier 2 sold no safety cars.
Yeah, it did. It did work actually quite well, yeah. And the undercut worked as well. Just not by the end. Because the mediums go through well, I found they went going through this graining phase where there's just no grip whatsoever. You have no idea where the turning's going to be, where the traction's going to be. It's an awkward phase for about 3 or 4 laps. And then they come back to you again.
Yeah, I think your problem was that Eddie didn't quite hit that full graining phase.
No,
I think the virtual delayed it slightly.
Yeah.
If we hadn't had that virtual, he might have hit the full graining phase a bit easier, and it might give you enough to get the gap. But he was driving the absolute wheels off that Alfa Romeo.
Oh, it was all race, and yeah, it was difficult. It was stressful, but good fun though. And that's what you want. You want drivers in MRC to be able to know when to save ERS, when to save fuel, when to be able to try to save tyres, and then when to push. And he was definitely doing that all race.
Oh, it certainly was. I mean, you were yourself.
I was. Yeah,
you won't.
True.
Next time, I said this to you the other day, because you're always saying, "Oh, I'm off the pace," and race day you pull it out every time.
Yeah. I have no comment on that because I don't know myself. I honestly don't.
I'm gonna start calling you Pinocchio when you say that to me in future. Normally,
I don't know where it comes from. I don't know. Who knows? But that was a short safety car to the LC field, very tightly bunched. So halfway through the race, 2 safety cars, 3 pretty much drivers left to pit. And you have to say Chris Bailey in the prime seat.
he is, if we could hold off a very fast charging Kid Dynamite. I mean, a Journey's been absolutely stuffed by that. It's down in 14th.
Yeah, well, they're the guys that pitted on the second safety car, so yeah,
you've really got to feel for him on that.
Lost huge.
Evening, Andrew.
Oh, here they go. See if he goes with Sam. He's lost a bit of time. Chris Bailey didn't get pulled up.
No, he really didn't. Maybe he stores his brain in all that hair. Kid Dynamite did, though. He's about a second behind.
Wow. But it's where they go. If you're stuck, but still with 2 corners to go, the amount of gap that the time you're going to lose is monumental. Oh, Seppi's having a look at Anton, makes a move before Tosa. Fresh mediums for him.
I mean, if you're ever feeling a bit down or something, I've got a really fun image for you to cheer you up. Chris Bailey trying to put all his hair in that balaclava.
Yeah.
Sorry, Blowhole, but that is gold for me. Is that
I'm glad you were there early. Because it took him that long.
It really did. He had about 4 goals trying to prize it all in that bally.
Jessage trying to get through Anton up the hill into the very anti-altar and nearly tapped the back of the Aston Martin, such as the grip difference.
Oh, we've got G-Star, Blowhole and Kid Dynamite all in an absolute train.
This is extremely tight, all well behaved as well.
You could see Chris wants to overtake G-Star, because G-Star's naturally slower, he's on old tyres. But then he's having to try and defend from Kid at the same time as trying to attack. It's about the worst position you can be in a race. That's always so nerve-wracking. Let's have a look up the front. See how Saviour's getting on with Uncle Sam. Not much happening there. Let's have a look at Sarge. He's practically pushing that Aston Martin round.
Yeah, both of them are under pressure at the moment, aren't they? The Astons.
They certainly are. Maybe it's not good to be a green car tonight.
No, certainly not. In sector 2, that's down the bottom of the hill.
Seppi's had a moment.
That was really what the yellow flag was about.
Yeah, there was a very slow moving Williams. I just had to work out which one.
Lance got a 3-second penalty. Oh, Chris is going to have a try down the hill. Oh, that's close.
He nearly got him there last lap as well.
He just gets a better exit. That's where the traction on the newer tyres comes in.
DRS is
now only
enabled
this lap.
So next lap before we actually see it in action. Kid looks so rapid down that straight though.
He does. He's also playing the longer game. Don't forget, he's on the mediums. He's going to struggle towards the end. I'll pray for another safety car.
He'll be praying for that safety car, I think.
Actually, Kid's sitting quite pretty, to be fair. Oh, wow!
I don't think he wants to though.
Nope.
The firecracker wants to explode his way past.
Levels, and it's the levels of the ERS are quite interesting.
I'm guessing the blowholes is to be expected.
Yeah, so is the Aston, and Kid has got about 3 times as much.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
LOL's got even more behind them.
So basically what you're telling me is blowholes on 2%, Kids on 6.
Oh, they're all in double figures at least.
Oh, so 10 and 30 then. Oh no, he can't be 10, he's not flashing.
No, not yet. Not quite. But G-Star's got a bit more of a go. Oh, Chris got a bit of a slapper on. That's not what you want to do with... Wow, I'm going to shut up.
Oh, that's really not what he wanted. Now he's going to...
save it. He's having a go. Chatty Duck, 5 seconds for speeding.
Both Williams are in the pit lane at the same time. Bit of double stacking. Not the best idea there, James. Francie Fire has retired. That looks like pit lanes.
It is, yeah, only on lap 20.
So that should not cause us a safety car at least.
Nope, hopefully not. But it makes me wonder now, obviously Seppi was in a fantastic position, well even Chatty Duck was.
Let's go have a look at a Journey who's trying to fight his way back through the field.
He is up to 10th now and probably looking really well. That's not a place you want to be trying to pass though.
It looks really racy against Call Me Maybe.
It does.
Oh, there's J Sarge on Jackster.
I was looking at that thing. What on earth? What a move.
You could rely on the Sarge for a good move.
Well, that is very true.
He's one of the few people in the league that makes passing places where there isn't passing places.
Yeah, just I think Seppi's had an connection issue.
Ah, that's not good. Stay on board with the journey. Send him another invite if you can.
Looking for it.
I guess we're role reversal tonight.
I know.
It's not our usual, but I'm sure you'll be back to fighting fit for next week.
Oh, I hope so.
Not sure who the pairings are next week.
I haven't had a look yet. Let's have a quick double.
Oh, it's your week off.
Ah, beautiful.
Oh, it will be, because it was supposed to be Connor and Martin on tier 1. And Martin's away.
Ah, yes, Martin is away, isn't he now? So
it's supposed to be me and Ryan for tier 3.
That'd be good.
If he's available for it, which I'm assuming he might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's quite a good pairing. I've done one with Ryan before. It is quite good. And the kid has disappeared. He's up to P3.
Yeah, he's using those mediums now and absolutely disappeared on G-Star as well. So could we see Chris Warblum? Wow. G-Star went to defend very late. Great reactions from Chris.
That really was good from the blowhole.
Because that could have ended very badly from G-Star reacting very late to try to defend when it was pretty much Chris Amay's intentions known. Almost had a wheel alongside.
Let's have a look at the penalties. So we've got 6 for Dynamites, 3 for Sarge, 3 for Confetti, 3 for Ant, and 5 for the Quacking Duck. Not awful, that. Not compared to what tier 2 was at this point. I think about half the field had penalties.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, quite a chunk got penalties in 2.
But didn't see that.
No safety cars.
No, we did.
Just going to put that out there. Tier 2, which isn't the top tier, had no safety cars. Yeah? Point taken?
Yep, heard that one loud and clear, I think.
See, I mean, they're doing the drive faster thing, there just needs to be less, yeah. I'll leave that to your own interpretation.
I was going to say something then, but I thought, well, even though they haven't been, so I was going to say less crashy, but they haven't been as crashy tonight.
Less curb riding.
That as well. Johnny's got a bit of clear air, making the most of it.
LRL, I thought was going to go for a move then, and he bailed out of it at the last minute. With the Sarge is now right on the back in P7. Kid's just got another 3 seconds. That puts him on 9. So it's got to be said the blowhole is still in the hot seat here.
He is. I mean, don't forget Uncle Sam and Saviour have not pitted.
Yeah, so Kid will take the race lead when they do. If he manages to get to the end on his tyres, Chris only needs to stay within a few seconds of him.
Yeah.
And he will take the top honours.
He will. He certainly will. This is amazing. LOL with Sarge behind G-Star. Oh, Sarge gets very
twitchy, that was.
Very. Well, it's brightening up, so it was overcast to start with. Now we're getting a bit brighter, at least.
So they've had the easy run as well. No rain by the looks of it.
I know, no threat for them.
I know you only got a couple of laps of it at the end, but them couple of laps you were driving on used slick tyres, so it's not the easiest.
No, it's not.
LRL's made his move on G-Star.
Yeah, DRS available, G-Star's flashing away.
So's the Sarge. That was to be expected though. But I believe the Sarge has got the better tyres, so he will be more racy at this point. Is he going to get him into Tosa? No, he's backed out of it slightly, but we know the Sarge will pull a move where you least expect it.
Oh, he will.
I can't remember what race it was, but I think it was one of the street circuits or something, and he was making up overtaking spots where there wasn't overtaking spots. I think he's done it on here before as well.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I'm pretty sure he's done it on Imola when he was in his dominant phase. And he just pulled out overtaking moves where you least expect it. I mean, it's great for the element of surprise because you're not expecting it, so you don't go defensive. And then all of a sudden,
the only risk of that though is when, that's the only risk though, is you don't expect him to be there and you go to make the apex of the corner and suddenly you've got a Red Bull alongside you.
Or whatever. I think he was Ferrari at that point.
He was Ferrari for some seasons.
It is good to see him back to being very racy.
Oh, 100%. 100%, that's what we were saying at the start. That he's finding his rhythm again.
Let's go have a look up the front. Uncle Sam and Sabia, I mean, they have got to be aiming to go to softs. Sabia's looking really twitchy.
Yeah, and you're getting to the window where it's potential that you could.
It's only 7 laps after this.
Sarge is trying to go side by side up the hill. G-Sar's trying to push him out the way. There's contact, both go wide, and that's allowed to Johnny.
Past the Sarge. Which is what he wanted. He wants to get up there and get some good points. He is so hungry for that second championship.
Oh, 100%. I know exactly how he feels.
Yeah, you would. I can't remember what one's like now. Maybe I need to go back to tier 3 so I can actually fight for one. Uncle Sam's pitted. And so Sabia. So Kid Dynamite takes the lead. The blowhole is behind him with DRS.
But Kid crucially did get it as well off the back of those guys.
But
he won't have it next lap.
Chris could play sensible with his big hair and all and just sit there.
He could, yeah.
Feed off the DRS. Unless he gets a super good run and Kid becomes really slow. Just sit there. Take him on the last lap. Don't leave yourself vulnerable.
Laps. Yeah, and Kid's still got 6-7 laps on those mediums that are already 16 laps. Gee whiz, 16 laps. Also, they are easily past their best now.
I'm surprised he's still going, but maybe he's a bit of a Perez. Come on, tyres.
Yeah, well,
you will work. True. You will work. You will work. Till they don't work anymore.
I mean, riding on board with him, it looks okay, the car.
Let's have it on board with him for a little bit. I don't think there's any danger of the blowhole overtaking at this point. He's too far back.
He is at this point, so he's actually pulled the gap as Kid.
Yeah, coming off the exit of Rivazza.
And like I said, Ujoni. Chris has got to be careful of Ujoni. But Ujoni is again also on those mediums that have done. We've got another safety car.
Well, now that's just throwing the cat amongst the pigeons.
Hugely, especially for those drivers, pretty much all of them.
Sarge and Eva Voice have both pitted. Let's throw the tyres on the screen.
They were just coming straight up to the pit lane as it came out.
Sarge has gone mediums. We're only going to have about 3 laps, man.
Sets left. Yeah, well, unless he didn't have any brand new sets left. It's going to be interesting to see what these leaders do. Because you may only get... Yeah, you'll probably get 3 racing laps, won't we? 30, 31, 32, you'd think. There's a big field spread, though. Leaders in the very anti-alta. And then the rest of them in the pit lane. So this is going to be very interesting. Now, this could have huge championship implications as well. What does Kid decide to do? He stays out. Bailey follows.
LRL's pitted.
He's pitted. Johnny's stayed out. Johnny can do that. That's fair. He's had some laps on those mediums, and the safety car. He's going to have a few more. D-Star had to pit. Call me tomorrow, or not at all. Is in 4th now.
He's also on 18 lap mediums.
Yeah.
These guys are like whispering to them tyres going, come on.
I don't know how.
Whereas his teammate Sabia's pitted for softs. I mean, at this point, I'd have even taken a set of softs that had maybe 9-10% on them.
Yeah, potential. I mean, LOL.
I think you've done your qualifying run on.
Yeah. I mean, LOL's in 8th now, he's come out in, due to everyone else stopping. That's not a bad spot. Everyone else is very old on their tyres.
Because, I mean, everybody... It's going to be probably end of lap 29 before the safety car comes in, because of how spread this field is. Sarge has repeated for softs. So that must be a bit of a glitch, but that's put him right down to 17th. I wonder what racy Sarge we're going to get after this. But yeah, it's going to be ended probably lap 29. So that only gives you 3 racing laps. So I mean, even if you want a couple of lap old softs, it's worth staying out.
Exactly.
Or taking a couple of lap old softs. It's whether Kid and Brave's tyres are going to last out well. I mean, Bailey's on the same age of Hards, but the Hards, as we know, will be a lot better at this point. And he's had about 5 laps under safety car, so they're not awful.
No, that's it. That's the thing, isn't it? You're taking maybe 1% out per lap, maybe 2% if you're trying to keep them warm, compared to double that at least at full race pace. So, you know, it really does extend the tyre life.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. It's certainly going to be an interesting final few laps. The leaders are just going through Tamburello, whereas the last 2 are just coming to Rivazza. So yeah, they should hopefully catch up this lap. And then we can go racing and see what they've got in store for us. I think Sarge will be one to watch, because we know he's very, very racy at the moment.
The only problem he's got, yes, he's got fresh softs, but the other guys have only done safety car laps ahead of him on their tyres.
On softs and mediums, so yeah, he's probably... It's going to take some very brave moves.
Yeah, exactly. He will. I think LOL is the one to watch.
Oh, definitely. He's in prime position there. He's the lead runner on the fresh softs. Everybody in front of him is on old mediums or hards. Calvin's on 22 lap hards. They cannot feel pretty at this point.
No, but again, a lot of laps under safety car. Same with Soze and Bailey, 19 laps for them.
I think Sarge is almost on the pack.
Yes, but there's only Seppi to catch up.
Seppi's being lapped. So it may not wait for Seppi. We can hope at least, so we can go racing.
I have 3 flying laps.
Has it called it?
Thought about it. It's called it. That's a very late call. But the field's got a bit of spread because they're trying to warm tyres up. And the Dynamite's got to wait for the safety car to pit.
Which means he can't boot it right now.
Exactly.
But his own fault that he pulled back a little bit too much, and he got twitchy out there.
He did. Is this going to allow Chris to have a run? They're all going to be dumping the ERS.
But a Jody,
that was one to watch.
He really is. Is Kid going for it into Tamburello? No, he's not. He's backed out of it. He thought about it.
He did. I think he just tried to force Kid into a bit of a mistake.
The thing is, for him, he needs to get past Kid as soon as he possibly can to try and halt a Journey's movement.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because he's not on the ideal tyre at the moment. Not compared to a Journey behind him, anyway. Kids are probably...
Going further back. Oh my goodness! There's Calvin, Soze, LOL at the top of the hill.
Oh! Got 4 in very, very short space of track.
Wow. That was just about from all of them. That was serious racing, that one. And this is hampering LOL because Uncle Sam's having a bit of a nibble.
It certainly is.
And now he's got G-Star on fresh rubber alongside him into the last corner. We know what G-Star's like with his overtakes.
Yeah, he's another Sarge. He will find somewhere.
Wow. Great move from Sarge there, from G-Star. but Uncle Sam's got the better exit.
Let's jump back
And it's just going to be another ERS dump of who's got the lower rear wing. Pretty even. Who's got the outside line? There's a tiny bit of contact. But I think Uncle Sam had the racing well. Oh, jeez! Oh, steady. Sorry, moving on.
Sozi's got LRL, but I think LRL's going to get him back into Tosa.
Yes.
He's got that done, and Chris's tyres must have warmed up because he's now within half a second of Kid.
Yeah, he's holding Johnny further back.
He dropped about a second back off him.
I was watching this further down with these guys because this is just... They're all, some of them pretty fresh. Soz is the one with the worst tyres.
You know, we're not going to get a DRS lap. It's going to activate as they hit the line, but by the time they actually get to use it, it'll be pointless.
Exactly. This is a straight up fight. Kid out the last corner, but he's still got traction. Johnny's right under the rear wing.
He really is. Oh
my days!
Who's going to come out? Tamburello ahead. Status quo, they haven't changed as yet, but this is like last lap, last chances, and I think Chris might be flashing. Oh, it is silver triangle with its stability bars.
D-Star's now got Soze. Who was that?
Brave.
It was Brave. Calling the Brave. He was battling with someone ahead.
Looks like he lost it under traction there.
Potentially. LRL's trying to go on the outside. Oh my! How do you go through there? The bottom of the hill on exit side by side. That's just how? How? Wow.
Mental, these guys. Another 3 seconds for Sarge, who looks like he's had a
problem. Moment somewhere as well at the Diaz at the very end to Alta.
But there we go. Kiddy's going to take the win on track, but then he's going to have to concede it. So we're going to get Chris Bailey takes the win. Johnny second. Calvin takes third.
Oh, great result for
that'll be a spirit lifter for him. LRL fourth, Uncle Sam fifth, G-Star sixth, Sabia seventh. I think Soze was eighth.
Wow, what a race that was.
We'll get the rest of the results when it goes to it. They were all that close, it ended quickly. Driver of the day for Anton. Let's see what ridiculous podium celebration the Blowhole's got. I don't think you can have a dude with massive hair.
Hold on. Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow. Just why? Oh, come on, Blowhole.
To be fair, we know now. So if he if he gets there again, at least we can skip it.
Bergen's just said, "Ow, my ears." I wonder if he's in that party and Bailey's just gone a bit mental.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. That was. I tell you what, there was a lot of absolutely incredible wheel-to-wheel racing there.
So there we go. The Blowhole wins with Jody in second, Calvin in third, LRL fourth, Uncle Sam fifth, G-Star sixth, Sabia seventh, Soze eighth, Confetti was ninth, Chatty Duck 10th. That penalty took Kid Dynamite to 11th.
Wow.
That's heartbreaking for him. Era Boys 12th, Pova 13th, Anton 14th, Jackster 15th, Call Me Maybe 16th, Sarge 17th, Seppi 18th, apparently 2 laps down, and Francie 5 and Alex were DNFs. What a race. Who you think was driver of the day on that one?
You would love to give it to Chris, but for me, the season he's had, he didn't want to stay in the same team. I would have to give it to Calvin.
I did wonder if that were coming up. That'd be 2 in a row he's had, because he got it on Friday as well.
Yeah, I obviously just loves the track, and from 7th to the one stop, managed to hold LRL behind him as well, and stay out of trouble a little bit. Had some good fights that I saw as well. So for me, it's just pipped is Calvin.
You know who else I'm kind of torn with? Keizer Soze.
Yeah, that was a great result for him
Because
as well.
he's got 8th in Tier 1, and we know Tier 1 is alien speeds.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, we'll go with your selection anyway. It's Calvin for driver of the day again at Imola. He must really like this track. There we go, guys. That's your Monday night entertainment over and done with. Tune in Wednesday for Tier 3 at 7 o'clock, Tier 4 at 8:45. If you like what we do, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and you'll get told when we're online. But from me and Mark, so the M&Ms as we're called, it's good night.
Good night.